Gen Con 2024 is almost here, and today I'm taking a look at my 5 most anticipated expansions that are releasing at Gen Con this year. Hey, it's Jared from Specifically Solo. This is a channel where we focus on solo modes for board games and also solo gaming in general. So all the entries on this list you will be able to play solo. Also, these are going to be expansions that are going to be available for sale at Gen Con coming up in Indianapolis. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in and look at number 5. Okay, number 5 on the list is an expansion for a popular game that works really great solo already, and that is Tiny Towns from AEG. This is the Tiny Towns Architects expansion. So if you've never played Tiny Towns before, it is an abstract game where you are collecting resources, laying those out on your personal player board, and then once you get enough resources in a certain configuration, you are able to take a wooden building and put it on your board, and all the buildings have different scoring opportunities, you know, if they're next to other buildings, if they're in a certain column or row, things like that. So this new expansion for Tiny Towns, it's the Architects expansion, and it is adding a bunch of new buildings into the mix, including buildings that use wild resources, which hasn't been seen before yet in Tiny Towns. So that's an interesting aspect that is going to be added to the game. In addition, it's adding monument cards, some more of those. Those are one-time cards that you get at the beginning of the game that is kind of a big goal that you're trying to work towards, but can get you a lot of points if you are able to accomplish it. Also, Tiny Towns works great solo already because it's kind of a multiplayer solitaire game in and of itself, where you're just kind of head down working on your own personal board. And then along with that, it's also going to add a dry erase scoreboard into the mix, so you won't have those paper sheets that you are writing on to keep your score. And another really cool thing that this expansion adds is stickers to upgrade all of your existing buildings in Tiny Towns. So this will be available at Gen Con at the AEG booth 403. It's going to be $30, Tiny Towns Architects, in at number 5. Number 4 on the list is an expansion for a pretty small game already, and that is Beacon Patrol Ships and Shores from Pandasaurus. Beacon Patrol is a tile-laying game where you are out in the ocean, you're trying to line certain things up and also have your ship navigate the waters as well. So what this new expansion is going to add for Beacon Patrol is new ship types with varying difficulty levels and also some more exploration tiles. So it just gets the amount of those increased for the game. And so as you are venturing along the coast here in Beacon Patrol, you're going to encounter some new ships. And these are, just think of them as different asymmetrical kind of player powers. And the cool thing that's going to be able to happen when you play solo is that you're going to get to test all of these out individually. So it's got, again, 7 new ones. They're going to be coming with this expansion. Some of them include like the construction ship, where you get to refill a movement tile every time you place, or a movement token, every time you place a tile. Also the research vessel, where you can swap 2 tiles every turn. Or the hovercraft, you can spend a movement token to place a tile connected by land and move on to it. Or a pilot ship, and also all kinds of different things that they are adding in to this expansion for Beacon Patrol. Also, all the ships look really cool, little wooden pieces. The art for Beacon Patrol is really cool already, and so I think this will be a really nice addition to a game that is not all that big and is a very quick playing game, but if you've played it a lot, this is going to give you some variability and you're going to be able to keep coming back to it. So number 4 on the list is Beacon Patrol Ships and Shores from Pandasaurus. This is going to be available at booth 215 at Gen Con, and it's going to be $15 coming in at number 4. Number 3 on the list is an expansion from Board and Dice for a popular game that took off last year. That is Barcelona Passig de Gracia. I don't know if I said that right or not. I apologize if I did not, but this new expansion for Barcelona is going to add a sideboard to Barcelona, and you're going to have to deal with pedestrians now. And the more pleasant that their walk is throughout the course of the game, the bigger amount of rewards that you are going to get. It's going to add some more variety to the game, also increases some of the other things like the Sagrada de Familia tiles that are in the game, and some other things as well, just giving you some more options for those certain things that you place out at the beginning of the game that might create some interesting opportunities for you, and it's going to allow you to just have another spot to go to in Barcelona. So Barcelona is a tile laying kind of worker placement game where you have a bunch of different places that you can go on the board and do certain things. And the problem with Barcelona is you want to do like 5 things on one turn. They'd all be great, but you're not able to do so. So you have to kind of pick the best option for yourself. It's also a big point salad game. You'll get scores regularly in the 200s for Barcelona. So this is going to add another area that you are able to go to on your turn. I like that this has, it looks like a lot included for not a very large price. This is only going to be $20. It'll be available at the Board and Dice booth 2611 at Gen Con. If you love Barcelona, or if you've never jumped in before, now might be a great time to pick up that base game and that expansion. So Barcelona, Passeig de Gracia, I believe, is how you say that, although I'm not 100% sure. That is the new expansion for Barcelona coming out at Gen Con, number 3 on this list. Number 2 on the list is for a game from Yellow, and what makes this expansion really interesting is this is a game that currently you cannot play solo, but the expansion is going to allow you to be able to do that, and that is Ancient Knowledge Heritage. This is the new expansion for Ancient Knowledge. It's going to have a couple of different spots at Gen Con. Booth 1321 if you want to see a demo of it. Booth 1429 if you want to buy it. And it's $17. So Ancient Knowledge is a card game where you are laying down cards and you're trying to create synergies. And it looks really cool. I've never played it before, but it's been on my radar for quite a while. And what this expansion is going to add is a solo mode to the game that allows you to play a campaign throughout the course of a couple of games. So you're going to choose a couple of different objectives, 1 through 5, for each game of Ancient Knowledge that you play, place them in the artifact slots on your player board, and then whatever objectives you complete become powers that you can use in future games. So that sounds really interesting. Again, just a kind of a small deck of cards for this game. The other thing that it adds is some new builder cards and also some new technology cards that you can add into your decks. That's going to make them 25% larger. So it's going to give you more variety and variability there. But I've had my, again, like I said, I've had my eye on this game for a while, but I've never gotten it because you haven't been able to play it solo. But with this new expansion, you are going to be able to do that. So I am very excited for this one. This is Ancient Knowledge Heritage, again, from Yellow, $17 launching at Gen Con. And number 1 on the list is for a game that I already really enjoy, and this is just adding some more of what I love to the game, and that is World Wonders Mundo Wonders from Arcane Wonders, booth 625, or 629, excuse me, booth 629, $25 at Gen Con. And so this expansion for World Wonders is just creating and offering some new monuments that have been added into the game. And the best part of World Wonders is those wooden monuments that you are trying to work towards and place on your board. I have a review of World Wonders on my channel. If you want to go check that out, I will link to it here. But what this is going to add is just some more of the things that I love for World Wonders, which is those awesome monuments. It also has a new game mode that is included with this as well, which includes some new ways to score for your monuments. So I'm excited to check that out. But some of the new monuments that are going to be included in this expansion include the Great Sphinx of Giza, Stonehenge, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, Terracotta Army, and more. There's 9 new ones that are going to come in this expansion for World Wonders. World Wonders is a great solo game already, and I love all the monuments, so I'm excited to get some more for this game, World Wonders, and that's number 1 on my list, World Wonders Mundo Wonders from Arcane Wonders. So just again to run down the top 5, we had Tiny Towns Architects, and at number 5, number 4, Beacon Patrol Ships and Shores, number 3, Barcelona Passeig de Gracia, number 2, Ancient Knowledge Heritage, and number 1, World Wonders Mundo Wonders, my top 5 expansions I'm looking forward to at Gen Con. Be sure to like and subscribe. That really helps the channel out. If you are headed to Gen Con and you see me, be sure to say hi. Love saying hi to people. I have another video that I did on the channel as well for my top 10 most anticipated board games at Gen Con. These are games that are releasing, that are going to be for sale, and all of them you can play solo. So be sure to check out that video if you haven't already. Until next time, I'm Jared. You've been checking out Specifically Solo.